Can you like see the chat?
So are we live on YouTube right now?
I just went live.
Okay. I'm gonna toss something on my story. Is the link
It's just my YouTube link.
okay, I'm gonna copy it right now.
And this is obviously going to be welcome, guys. Welcome to our first live show. If you're watching this back, this is going to be a process, but we are committed to doing it. We are going to have more of a streamlined process eventually. But for now, we are just going to rip it. And we're going to have a better way to do all this. And everything's going to be better. But for today, it is just going to be kind of go as we see. First live show talking Grand
Be awesome.
PGA Tour. I'm just changing the thumbnail. I got to do it literally in YouTube.
I'm tossing something on my story right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw some people to. I'm gonna send it.
Change the thumbnail. All right. Yeah, I need to post something on my story too. Where's my phone? We got one person in here. Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome to the Scratch live
Welcome
show.
to the live show, baby. All right.
Is it you, Nick? It's not you, Nick.
We're up to 4. We're up to 4. It takes a minute. It takes a minute for people to.
That's great. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. First ever. God, this is why I need a production assistant. What's up, guys? If you guys are in the chat, say what's up. We're gonna get started here in a minute. It's just a process to get all this stuff up and running. Everything.
Chat. Let's see what's going on. Yo. Spud Run Golf. How we doing, my
what
man?
Up, Spud? Yo, Spud, if you want to join later, let me know. I can get you a link.
Hey, those are my guys, Jason and Bogan.
Okay, yeah, the Amp Tour guys. I need to talk to them. I wish I could come
we definitely have to talk a lot about Amp Tour during the show because it's gonna blow up in 2026. We already got like at this next event some big creators playing in the mix, so I think it could be like the next big tour. So I mean, it will be. I don't think it's gonna be. I know it will be. It's pretty
sure. So. Anyway, all right. As people funnel in, let's get this thing kicked off. So if you guys are new here to the channel, welcome. All the support helps. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while here on the channel. I started back in the days doing live streams. I want to do a live show because I don't think anyone in the space is really doing it from the YouTube side. But the thing with the live show is we're going to talk all things golf. We're going to talk YouTube golf, PGA Tour golf, Live Golf, Grass League, anything golf related. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be bringing in awesome guests throughout every Wednesday, 7 p.m. We're going to do a weekly show. We want to scale it up. We can obviously do more shows and go live. We really want to interact with it. The thing I love about going live is being able to interact with you guys. We're going to bring people from the chat into the live stream to talk, give your guys' takes throughout different segments. We're going to, like I said, bring in guests from YouTube. We're going to bring in guests from the PGA Tour. We're going to get caddies in here every week to try and preview the PGA Tour events, give reactions, tell stories, bring in YouTubers to talk about content, talk about the top news, and just give you guys another outlet to communicate with us. We're going to do mailbags every week. And what the mailbag is allow you guys to ask us questions. Obviously, I know I try to respond to a lot of comments, but yeah. So yes, I mean, you know, if you guys are watching this back, my goal is to make this thing the Pat McAfee style golf show. That's kind of what I'm going for. It's been my vision since I started this thing. And that's going to be what we're going to be doing here on a week-to-week basis every Wednesday, 7 p.m. live here on the Scratch Golf Show. I see the guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Spud Run, like I said, we want to get you on. If you want to jump in, let me know. I can get you a link. But I want to introduce my co-host. That's right, guys. I have made a second edition. I feel like this is going to be super important. So I want to introduce the headband golfer. Jared, brother, tell him who you are and tell him a little bit about yourself, my man.
Thank you so much for having me, Marco, on that wonderful introduction. My name is Jared Sivan, also known as the headband golfer. I was a soccer player turned golfer, and I've always been the class clown. In fact, for a long time growing up playing soccer, everyone told me you should have a show, you know, like a radio show or something. So this is truly a dream come true. And when I first started playing golf, I realized that golf was a lot more serious than soccer. Even in game, in competition, soccer, you're joking around with your buddies. And when I started playing competitive golf at 15, pretty quickly after I started playing, I realized no one's really having that much fun out here.
Yeah.
When we're playing competitively, everyone's taking it so seriously. And I love the competition. I love playing golf. I love competing at the highest level. But more so than that, I never want to take myself too seriously. So that's how the headband started. And it's kind of a little bit of everything, some entertainment, some competition, some talking, whatever it is. I think it's a versatile thing. And it's a little bit of a new flair to golf, kind of representing the younger
You
generation.
gotta have something that makes you stick out, my man.
Yeah,
Like we are just
exactly.
talking about. Like you gotta have something that makes you stick out in today's day and age in the YouTube golf world. And obviously, you having the headband is great, and I love it. And we're gonna be doing some cool things, man. The beauty of it, and not the beauty of it, because I wish you were right here next to me. I feel like maybe one day, if we ever get big enough, we'll get the studio. But the beauty of it is we are in different locations. I'm obviously here in my home studio. Where this is gonna be different. We're working on work in progress here in the studio, but you are in West Palm Beach, which is great because maybe we do some stuff where we integrate some segments on you going live from like the park or like you interacting, getting some IRL content. I know that's huge right now. And like, I feel like there's so much we can do with the live stream, man. And obviously having you in West Palm Beach, where is like kind of the mini golf capital of the world, man. There's
Yep.
so many influencers, so many PGA Tour players, just a golf mecca down there. And I feel like we're definitely going to be integrating you and utilizing your talents in a bunch of different ways. And I'm excited to have you, man. It's cool to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, talk about. And yeah, man, I'm excited. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I was super anxious all day today, but I'm just happy we're here. I don't care how this does, man. If it gets 10 viewers, it gets 10 viewers. I was just talking to my wife about that. But yeah, so guys, that's going to be what we're going to do on a week-to-week basis. If you guys are just jumping in the stream live show, thank you so much for tuning in. All the support, like, comment, share, please. That helps the stream. Subscribe to me, subscribe to Jared, which we'll get his links in the description. Unfortunately, I did not do that when I was just in the YouTube studio, so I will do that when we get a break here in the show. But that we're gonna, like I said, every week, every Wednesday, live here. Get used to it. Mark it on your calendars. You could go live other days. I know we're going to the PGA show here in a few weeks, and we're probably gonna do a recap every night from the Airbnb. Yeah. So, like I said, guys, all the support really helps. But that's what the live shows here are going to be about. I think it's there's a void in the YouTube golf space. No one's really kind of trying to do this, and we're going to go for it. And I think we got the right crew to do so. So anyway, man, anything you want to get into? Anything like before we get into kind of the actual show, like the golf stuff? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to mention?
Dude, you just brought up something that I've been thinking about a little bit, and no one's really doing this, but also on that sentiment, I think now that we're committed to this and we have such a good team, it doesn't matter, if we have 1 viewer or 10 viewers. It's something that Speed said. There's a clip of him that goes around where it's like, I had 1 viewer and that guy brought me back. And I think, no matter how many people are in this chat currently, we're going to give it everything we got. We're going to bring you guys the best show possible. And I think it's going to be that hopefully allows us to grow to where, we can do live shows at the PGA show, at the Waste Management, get crazy guests, and just do something that's a little different because a lot of people doing golf content, but this is something I feel like that really has the potential to stand out and be something really cool that people want to be a part of. So I think that's really special.
Yeah, man, I agree. I think, hopefully we, that's the beauty of going live is we can do this from different locations. Like obviously us linking up in Orlando, us linking up, whether it's at like a content creator weekend, we get together, we do our own content for like a content, like the live stuff, dude, is just so easy. And it's so great to be able to connect with the subscribers, the viewers, which are making this possible because, I would not be here without all support from everyone here on the YouTube golf side. Thank you guys so much. I don't get to showcase a lot of my personality. Honestly, I try to edit it out a lot of my videos because I know you guys are here for the news, not here to get to know me, but this is going to be more of my personality. I want to showcase a little bit of it. And yeah, we're going to talk everything, man. And like I said, we've got a cool guest joining us at 8 p.m. tonight. Johnny McCarthy from J&A Golf is going to pop in here and we're going to talk his wedding, some content he's got going on. I know they just filmed with the Bryan Bros. And yeah, I think guests are super important. So we're going to be integrating guests every week. The top people. I mean, you guys know my channel. Like I've built my name on getting the top guests in the space, and we're going to bring that here to the live show as well to give you guys an outlet, ask questions to those guys, etc. But we have an agenda. we have a show sheet that we prepped, but
You
we
prepped.
want to try and stick to that. So I want to start with like it's been a crazy news week, man. It's been a crazy golf news week, and and guys, keep in mind, like I said, this is the first show. We don't really know how this is gonna function, but we're gonna try. So we want to hit the top news and highlights of every week, whether it's Live, PGA Tour, YouTube, etc. But it's been a hectic news week from the golf perspective, right? We've got the women's TGL, we've got Live signings, we've got the PGA Tour schedule starting next week. I mean, Live doing a lot, the Live Promotions event, YouTube. I mean, just the new year, we've got some cool content coming. But where do you want to start, man? Let's just start by hitting the news real quick before we get into kind of previewing the golf year, which is going to be the theme of kind of this live stream and this live show today.
Yeah, 100%. I think the first thing that kind of pops into my head is the TGL. You mentioned the women's TGL. I feel like that was probably the biggest piece of golf news that I heard about this week, especially with TGL going on yesterday and a lot of content creators, especially being from Jupiter, West Palm area. People are coming into the area right now to go to TGL, and I think it's a lot there to be said. I think TGL is definitely ushering in kind of a new wave of golf and capitalizing on kind of like, I almost think of like the Maxi League from like Happy Gilmore, right? Where it's like this crazy thing. Yeah. There is truth in that, where it's like that is kind of in a sense the future of golf. This like totally different style. And I mean, with TGL now announcing the women's league, and I went to the Good event in last month, a few months ago. It feels like it's going to just get bigger and bigger. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it and excited to see what's going to get out.
I'm not I'm not a huge TGL guy. Like I don't know, dude, if it's just maybe I watch too much golf content on YouTube that like I watch a lot of pro golf content, obviously PGA Tour once it gets started, but it just felt like I like it. Like I'll throw it on. Like I did a couple watch parties last year, and I think it's great for the game. I think it's cool. I think there's an opportunity there. I definitely feel like it's probably an in-person experience. Like once you go in person, it probably will change my perspective of it. It's funny you say the women league. Like I don't know if this is like a controversial take. Like I'm not like anti like women having their own league. It just felt unnecessary. Like it didn't feel like we needed to create a whole separate league for them, similar to how they have the PGA Tour and LPGA Tour, because obviously the men and women need two separate tours to compete on. But excuse me, live for TGL. Like it just feels like there could have been a mixed event. Like it could have been something that we could have done mixed. We could have had, and I put this out on my social media. Like I feel like we could have like women only teams. Like there didn't need to be a whole separate league. Like the male viewership. I mean, I think I looked at the ratings yesterday on X, and we can actually pop over to that. It's the beauty of being live, is like seeing what the viewership was. But I think they averaged 800, 900,000 viewers, I think, around maybe that was the early, like 500,000 ish. I feel like that the women can definitely capitalize on those eyes and bringing more eyes onto one product versus having people commit to two. And I feel like it's already hard for people to like commit to one time slot, let alone two. And I feel like it almost is actually end up hurting the female players more than it's helping them. That's just my opinion. I would love to see them in TGL. I think it would be great. And I think we could even see like from the content side, like obviously Good has a relationship with TGL. They're in, I think it's they're in the LAGC franchise, their owner. And they obviously started the Good Girls. Like we could get Good Girls in with the female content creators to like do content from the TGL. Like it just seemed like we didn't need the whole other league. And I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat. Let us know, drop us a comment on TGL. But no, I'm excited. I think it's great. I think it'll be great for the women, but it just feels like they're setting them up for failure without even giving them a chance. I just feel like we could have mixed it in. Like it didn't feel like it needed to be a separate league. That's just my thoughts though, man.
100%. Yeah, I agree with almost everything you're saying. I think there is something, I think they're going to get better with time.
Yeah, for sure.
Out the kinks, but I think there is a way, because it's a really awesome concept. And having been there in person twice, it's cool. You know what I mean? It's definitely cool. You're like, whoa, this feels like basketball or ice hockey. Is you're in a stadium watching golf. And the only thing where it kind of loses me is I feel like there aren't stakes. Like maybe there are stakes and the guys, they want to play and they want to win, but imagine like, these guys are all making money. They're all, everyone that's there is profiting, is getting more screen time, more, sponsorships. It's all beneficial, right? So I think, like, I'm a big soccer guy, like a relegation, like promotion, that kind of thing could make it interesting. And maybe having, kind of a big idea, like a PGA Tour event where, because they're in relation with PGA Tour. Like when TGL posts a reel, they collab with PGA Tour. Why isn't there like a TGL qualifier? Like,
Yeah.
a Monday qualifier. Maybe it's just like 9 holes. Maybe they stream it on the PGA Tour YouTube, and the top 3 finishers get in as a TGL team, of guys that people may want to see. I don't know if Minwoo Lee's in TGL, but like, get more fiery guys like Minwoo and like Hao Tong Lee.
Yeah, it just felt like, you got guys like Cameron Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, and they're like, those guys are great golfers, but Cameron Young is like a statue. Like, he has no personality. Like, we need characters. It's like YouTube golf, man. You need characters. You need people in there who are going to fire the crowd up, like keep you engaged. Like, normally when the PGA Tour puts on and I think the PGA Tour owns like 20% of TGL. I'd have to double check that. But like, normally when you're playing on the PGA Tour, like the product carries it. Like, you don't need to showcase personality because they're people are there to watch these guys compete. Like, the point of TGL was to get these guys to talk smack, to get these guys to showcase their personality, similar to what they're doing with YouTube golf, right? Bring the viewer in more, break down that third wall. And I agree with you. I think they need more personality in there. I think they need more people in there who are going to get the viewers engaged. Especially like, because guys, like, I don't know if Tiger's going to play this year. I'd be curious to see what if Brooks is going to play. I know that's been kind of a hot topic lately ever since he left Live, but like, we need people. I think the names are going to carry for so long. Like a guy like Bryson. Bryson is built for TGL. Yeah. Like, getting a guy like Bryson in there, or like, heck, I'm sure Wesley Bryan, but like, I don't know. It just I feel like it, honestly, dude, it just feels like more of a money grab than anything. Like, it feels like that, like everything. I think the Hammer has a sponsor. Like, it's the Hammer sponsored by FedEx, and I don't know. It feels like more of just a money grab to me. But regardless, that's my thoughts and everything.
What's up, Nicholas? What's up, Nick? Gimme Dad Golf says TGL Creator Classic, which I think is a great idea. And as you were talking, I thought of something like, can you imagine if they had a YouTuber team in TGL where it's Garrett Clark, Grant and Wesley Bryan, and that's a team. And they compete because people want to see that, right? And
they've been saying they want to do a Live team, man. They've been saying they want to do like a Live creator team, but we can kind of use this as a transition off of TGL because I don't want to spend too much time on it. But like, let's transition into like Live promotions, because we're just talking about it, like getting a Live kind of creator team, Live creators. Like, obviously Live did the duels last year. Live seems like they've been more receptive to kind of the YouTube content. We need the WWE of golf. Is that what the Amp Tour is going to be?
That's what Amp Tour is doing. And
really? Okay.
Yeah. And we can talk. Okay. I definitely want to talk about Amp Tour at some point after Live, and but they're doing some really awesome stuff that I definitely think needs to be highlighted.
Sorry, my AirPods cut out for a second.
No, you're good.
Oh, can you guys still hear me? I can't hear you anymore. Crap.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. There we go. Anyway, so I missed like the last 10 seconds of what you said. My bad.
I was just saying, Bogan, who's the head of marketing for Amp Tour, he called me up originally and was like, we want to create the WWE of golf. And honestly, what the match play tournament, like the Amp Tour, it's going to blow up. And I'm excited to talk about it at some point on this or in the future, and maybe have them on, because
for sure.
In the first event, you had 7 huge creators, DOD, Henry, Cole from Busted Jack, Ben Haddon, they're all playing in the first event. So I'm excited to see what happens after this is going on for a year. Like, how many big guys are going to show up to these events when the first event's bringing in 1 million followers across.
For sure, dude. Similar to what they're doing with People's League. I know they're trying to do a lot, but anyway, let's talk Live, man, because I know that's kind of where we were heading. Like, Live doing the all creator team, they're doing their promotions event this week, which is, I don't know if it's a storyline. There's not, I looked at the field list. They're not a huge people on. I know Anthony Kim's playing. I think there was a couple other like veteran, like grinders from the PGA Tour. But the names I was actually shocked to not see on the list was the Bryan Bros. Because I know that there's been this whole, I've talked about it here on my channel of like the Bryan Bros potentially making the move to Live, of like, it would make the most sense. Like, Wesley is obviously already suspended from the PGA Tour. I think it was a 2-year suspension. I think. but like it would just make sense for them to both go over there and like they're obviously can compete. I mean, George, not I don't want to say George is not as but I think just Wesley's a better competitive golfer than George, but they're not in the promotions event and they haven't signed anything. And Live is kicking off their calendar in like 30 days. I felt like that was the real only storyline out of the Live promotions event. I don't know how much of a Live guy you are, Headband, but like that, I don't know. It's just kind of a lot of non stories for me. Yeah, me either. I mean, I tried to give it a chance. I watch a good amount of their events. I watched, but there was some things that happened that I don't want to make public or talk about between Liv and I last year, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But even then, like I've always been fair. Like when they say and do good things, I say nice things about them. When they do stupid things, and when they're basically a meme, there's just is what it is. Like, but I think it would just made sense. Like, I feel like that was the only real storyline coming out of the promotions event. Like, they've expanded their field size from 54 to 57. Don't care. Like, a lot of these guys who are playing the promotions event are grinders. I respect what they're doing. Actually, I think Nick Voke is playing in the promotions event. He's a New Zealand guy from the YouTube side. But other than that, man, that's kind of all I had on Live. Like, obviously, I think a lot more about Live is more of their offseason and how disappointing it's been. I mean, you lose guys like Brooks Koepka. It's been rumored that Bryson, is saying he wants to have an extension, but who actually knows? They've made a couple signings this week, which are actually objectively good and talented players. And I think they have kind of this agenda of being a global tour, but I feel like the only real talking points about Live has been their disastrous offseason. I don't know about what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really followed too much of Live. I think Live would be an awesome experience in person. Like, I think that's kind of almost like we were saying about the TGL, where I think if you're there in person at Live, like it's fun. It's kind of a party. I just feel like their most successful things have been their YouTube content. Like I know more about the duels than I do about Live. And that's not even, I don't, even watch even as a golf YouTuber, a ton of golf YouTube content, but I would be more probably intrigued to watch the duels, or even if they got, Anthony Kim and Brooks Koepka, or even I think Live would be fantastic YouTube golf content. Like if they live streamed other events on YouTube and, a lot of their videos were just matches between teams on YouTube, I think they would honestly probably have more success than, because people want to see that. People want to see Brooks and Bryson and Bubba mic'd up. They have, an incredible pool of players, but I just feel like they haven't done something that's that much different than the PGA Tour. 54 holes. All right, there's team, but it's still professional golf, right? And I feel like if they leaned into a little bit more of like that, they're like the professional golf, but these guys are all having more of a blast out there and like did more YouTube content, I think they would be a lot more successful. Like I think I would be like, I think if Live is like, oh, I think that would be a lot of fun to play in the duels for me personally, because I feel like that it's more of a casual laid back vibe. But I haven't tuned into like the Live Championship. Like I'm not that dialed in to see if the Range Goats beats the Strikers this year. So that's been like my thing, but to each their own. And I think again, it's a lot of potential, but I don't know if they're still figuring out the kinks as a new young.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault people for liking it. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who do like it. It's just not for me. The team stuff's not for me. Like I'm not a team golfer, and like you mentioned, obviously they did a lot of great content last year, and I praise them for doing that content. I mean, because what they took on was not easy, and I know 100%. They did a lot of great stuff. Like when I think I had Skylar on when I had Grant's editor on, like a while ago. He had mentioned that like after the first one, it seemed like they gave the creators more control, which is smart. Like, but as a professional golfing tour, I don't know if you want to be best known for your YouTube content.
Yeah,
and sure. Like that's what I've said is like credit to them. And I feel like what they tried to do with the duels was bring a lot of the eyes on from the duels, and I credit them for trying, but there was a lot of scheduling that just didn't make sense from posting and recording. But regardless, they have been good in that from that perspective. But like I said, I don't know if they want to be known as a YouTube tour. Like, I mean, I feel like it's more of a professional golf tour. That's what it should be known for. But just to touch on the Brooks Koepka thing a little bit, I'm curious to see what comes of that and like how it impacted it's going to be. Because I mean, he's the first big name to leave the league, and I mean, it was reported, and I think like touched on by a lot of major news outlets, that he had a year left on his contract. I don't know if it was a loophole that once they switched to 72 holes that he was able to get out of it. I know that I believe in their statement they had said he like mutually agreed to part ways, but like I'm curious to see what that does and if he ends up back on the PGA Tour, because I know I've talked to a few of the guys in the PGA Tour that I know that like the suspension have been kind of, there's been a little bit of lack of consistency with the suspensions they've been handing out. And the things that I've heard was like, let's see what happens with the bigger names, the Rahms, the Brooks, the Brysons, DJs, etc. The guys who the PGA Tour feel like are the bigger names, right? Who the PGA Tour felt the blow when they left. Like, I'm curious to see what comes of this Brooks thing, and if more guys are going to leave, or if Brooks ends up back on the PGA Tour. It's going to be an interesting year. But obviously that's been a pretty major storyline that obviously broke at the end of the year. But I just haven't given given a chance to talk about it yet, given the fact that we're on the live conversation. I figured now was a good time to at least address it. So
100%. I think that the people that went to live are geniuses. Like at this point, like Brooks being able to go to live, still playing all the majors because he had, top 5 major wins. You got exempt for 5 years after winning a major. So Brooks goes over, plays in every single major for 4 years, gets an incredible check from it, and now can just hop back over to the PGA Tour. Yeah, some people are going to be pissed, but if he's able to come back to the PGA Tour, start earning world ranking points again, like it's just an insane move. So, I mean, Brooks, Bryson, any of the big names that are going over there for literally generational wealth, and now are just like, sliding back over to the PGA Tour. Those guys are like the real winners of all of this. So, they took some heat for it for sure. Like I know being from Florida, like I heard stories about how much heat Cam Smith was taking, like, literally living in Jacksonville where the PGA headquarters are. Like, people, like he couldn't even
lives right by TPC Sawgrass, bro.
What's up, JNA? How we doing?
What's up, JNA? What's up, boys? Johnny, I gotta get you a link. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming that's Johnny, given how it's typed out. But man. All right, let's transition off of live because I don't want to spend any more time on talking about it. But regardless, it's gonna be interesting to see where Koepka ends up, and I'm curious and excited to see. Dude, let's talk a little bit just about the YouTube golf year, and let's see where this takes us, because Johnny's gonna be joining us at 8:00 is kind of the plan for now. But let's preview the YouTube golf year, man. I mean, I feel like we're going into year 6 of YouTube golf, right? I mean, good and all that came in like 2020. And that I feel like was when YouTube golf started. Obviously, I know we've had Rick, we've had Peter, we've had even Garrett is kind of like an OG like YouTube golfer. Like there's obviously these guys who've been around forever, but year 6 of YouTube golf, man, it's crazy how far we've came from just 9-hole scrambles, 3v3 to now, like we're getting full on productions. And I know we've got some cool content coming, even in January into February with a lot of the big names, man. But yeah, let's preview the YouTube golf here, dude. Like, I know you don't watch a ton of YouTube golf, but do you watch a lot of the big guys? Like, do you watch Grant? Do you watch the Brian Bros? Like, what do you?
So it's my YouTube golf kind of like watching has been interesting over the years. By the way, what's up, Jason? What's up, everyone in the chat?
If you're just I love it, dude. Thank you guys for joining. Like the stream, share it. We appreciate all the support. Thank you guys.
And I definitely am keeping up with it a lot more. Like now that I'm, more in the space, and especially, doing this live show, I'm going to be watching a lot more YouTube golf.
Yeah.
I was a big YouTube golf watcher, like 2018 through 2020. Like before, like I watched Bro 5 from the start.
That's the OG, dude.
OG.
Yeah,
In My Golf, Rick Shields, Peter Finch, Garrett, GM Golf, Zach Radford, like
OGs,
like OG, Golf Sidekick, like Andrew Jensen, who like like OG, like he hasn't, he still features, he still makes his videos. But I haven't really seen him that much anymore. And then I started creating content. And I stopped. This is just a little bit about me personally.
Yeah.
I stopped creating content when I went to college, and then I couldn't watch YouTube golf. Like I literally couldn't because I would get so much like FOMO or sense or like frustration. I wasn't doing it because I was in college and I was, in so many other things in my life. And I told myself I didn't have time for it. Or I kind of put the dream on hold. So that period of time, like I literally couldn't watch it. And then you had guys like Grant just emerge, emerge. All in that kind of time frame. And when I came back to, trying to make content this past year in 2025, all of a sudden, like the space had changed completely. So then I'm, watching videos and I'm like, oh my God, like things have blown up. And I think I watched a little bit of Bryson
Yeah.
and maybe some Brian Bros here and there. But I mean, it's completely transformed. And the Internet Invitational was the first series that I told myself, I was like, I'm just gonna watch this. Like this is like I'm gonna watch it start to finish, whether or not I love it or hate it. Like I didn't know what it was gonna be. I hadn't really sat down and watched YouTube golf. And I mean, I was blown away. Like I watched, besides the second to last episode, for whatever reason, I think I was on a trip and just kind of like half watching it, like chilling with my boys. I watched every single episode start to finish, 3.5 hours. And I was genuinely blown away with how just insane it's gotten. And I think that set the new standard. And I think people are going to be trying to emulate that in whatever way they can. So I think the Internet Invitational set the bar, blew up the space, and now it's going to be kind of before the next Internet Invitational, before whatever other crazy big events pop up, who can kind of emulate that feeling of like,
yeah, I agree. I think the Internet Invitational obviously changed the game. Like, I mean, even my channel saw like just a huge bump. Like, I had my best month ever from the Internet Invitational. Yeah, man, it's crazy how far it's come. Like, I mean, just you get these full scale productions, like literal movies, and like there's so many people. But the thing is, like, there's been so many people who just like come up and like you always think that no one's gonna be able to break through, no one's gonna be able to break through, no one's gonna be able to break to the top of the line. But then you get a guy like Brad Dalkey who just takes the world by storm this year. Brad, friend of the program, who we've had on twice for interviews, hit 100,000, 200,000, and 300,000 subscribers in 2025, all from just popping. I mean, you got like guys like Taco Golf. So like YouTube golf, man, there's so many like people are popping up everywhere. Like, like there's just so many channels. And I feel like there's such a opportunity to grow the space. I mean, it's still growing at such a rapid rate. I mean, there's so many good creators, so many things that haven't been done yet. It's just it's a crazy year, man. I mean, some of the top content that I know that we already have coming that's been teased, like the Brian Bros and the Good Matt, the Sean and Brad. I know we're gonna do like a full week of content, which we broke here um which we broke here on the channel, like, and like that is a huge, I mean, that was one of the most anticipated videos out. And then we get the Brad and Grant series that is, I'm assuming we're going to start. I know we're going to at least be getting another couple 2v or 1v1s there. Brad, it sounds like, is going to be doing a major cut, and it seems like Brad is going to be kind of on this Grant-ish run. Like we saw Grant obviously take off, and Grant does all these collabs with Scotty, and like, but people don't realize like Brad has relationships with all these guys. Like Brad is like, I don't want to say Brad is like boys with Scotty, but like Brad knows, like Brad played with Scotty, Colin, like Brad has relationships with everyone. So I don't think Brad will ever leave Good. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I do see him kind of going on this little, like, 2026 is going to be, I feel like, the year of Brad. And Brad could be competing with Grant, with, who knows? I mean, could he get to 1 million? I mean, that would be insane. But I feel like having Brad, like I feel like 750,000 is not out of the, like, for him in 2026. And he's going to do all this great content. Obviously, that's going to help Good as well. But it's been a crazy year for Brad. And someone talked about it in the chat, Deuce XL 2MC. And if you guys, we are going to be bringing in viewers from the chat. If you guys do want to join, let us know, pop a comment, and Johnny's going to be joining us in a little bit. But someone said the Good new road trip videos are awesome. I actually want to touch on that a little bit. I don't know if you have watched a ton of that. I can kind of take this one, Jared, but the Good road trip has been really cool. I mean, speaking of YouTube golf and like where YouTube golf has come and previewing a lot of the good stuff, Good is just like so far ahead of the game compared to everyone from the group perspective. Like the ideation and the stuff that they're continuing to do to elevate their content has been crazy. I've been very much enjoying the Good road trip series. I don't watch all, contrary to what most people probably believe, considering I love Good. Like, I've been no secret, I'm obviously a Good fan. I've got a relationship with a lot of the guys over there and the company itself. I don't watch every video, and but the road trip series is awesome. I mean, you can see it in the content, how like the first 40 to 50 minutes of the video is just them vlogging, getting from point A to point B, which is a whole added factor into the YouTube golf scene, where now like it's all about storytelling, right? Now golf, we've gotten past just the matches, the scramble, all that. But now it's all about storytelling, and that's where these road trip series has come from. I mean, we just saw the Brian Bros do a road trip not similar to what Good is doing. I'm not accusing the Brian Bros of stealing the Good idea, but we saw the Brian Bros just go on their road trip where they were in a van, right, playing 4 golf pros. They played Webb Simpson, Jason Duffner, Bryson and Sam Burns, like major championships, guys who had never been on YouTube. And like, I love that content. I think that's where it's going to be going. Colin and Max are the real MVPs. I know someone just put that in the chat. I think it was Deuce again, but Colin and Max are awesome. Like those guys do so much more of the legwork that I think people don't realize. I would love to get them on someday. I'm sure when I get to Arizona for the event here in a few weeks, I will try my best to get them on if we're able to do a live show from the event that Wednesday. But like I said, man, I don't know if you've been able to peep any of the road trip series, but this second one has been awesome.
I definitely have watched a good bit of this kind of stuff. I haven't watched any of this, like they do the, $100 versus $1 million road trip kind of series.
Yeah.
Or the Bryan Bros, but I have heard amazing things about both. And it's insane. I want to touch on a point you made, Marco. The barrier for entry has gone up like significantly.
Yeah.
Right. We talk about the OGs of YouTube golf. We talk about what it used to look like versus what it looks like now. I went back and actually did a deep dive on Garrett's page, GM Golf, like his solo page. And I went back to his oldest videos, and it's him in his backyard, him and Matt playing with pans and pots, shot on iPhone, or you know what I mean? Like pretty much unedited, chopped up, and like 500,000 views. And, because they were pioneers, like no one else was doing that. Right now, if you don't have a full scale production, if you don't have tracers, if you aren't shooting on the highest camera, it is, not going to say impossible, but it's damn hard to break through. Like I've been doing it on my own for the last year. And in the past, 4 months, I've brought on, full-time pretty much videographer Nick. Shout out Nick. I'm at his house right now. The GOAT. And I've seen how much work goes into one of these videos to make it of the highest standard, and then to get like 900 views. So it's like, because you do need consistency. Like, you need to be posting once a week minimum on YouTube in order to kind of like break through. But not only do you need to be posting once a week minimum, you need to have top level production, or else people aren't going to click on the video. If your videos aren't produced at the same quality and level as the Bryan Bros, Grant, any of these, what just happened?
You're good. I changed it. You're good.
Oh, you're good. Any of these guys, it's just like people aren't going to stay to watch 2 minutes because there's just so much good content out there. So, but then again, the other side of it is there are just so many opportunities within the space, right? And you look at a guy like Chazzy, who, right, I think he had 20K or 30K on Instagram, goes on the Internet Invitational and he blows up, right? And it's like now all of a sudden, if you can break through and there is that barrier of entry, the opportunities are just like so much bigger than they were when Garrett and Matt were making pots and pans videos. So it's like this kind of like duality of like, right, how do I get there? But once you are there, it's insane, right? This guy that played on the Reebok Invitational.
Jimmy, yeah,
dude, who is this guy? He pops out of nowhere. He's playing with Bryson and he's playing with the Bryan Bros and Grant and Martin Portmeyer, and he wins. It's like, what, so it's like, and people want those stories. People want new characters as it grows, but it's still crazy to see, like what it takes now, so it's a lot of things. It's a lot of factors. And then, these videos, the road trip series, the, Internet Invitational, I feel like what it's really doing is kind of like what we're talking about earlier. You're building relationships with these people. Like I think about the Internet Invitational. I think about the cut scenes of, FP and Trent eating donuts, talking about like, like random stuff, right? It's like, that is what, like people relate to that. That's funny. That's what you aren't getting in the PGA Tour or TGL or any of this stuff, is like the rawness, the authenticity, those real character moments. And it feels more like a reality. If YouTube golf is like a reality TV show now, right? And it's like, that is what it's starting to feel like. It's starting to feel like reality TV shows where you're like waiting for the next episode. What's going to happen, when Wes and George go to play, Sahith Theegala and West Palm, what's that one going to look like, right? Like, I wonder what the match is going to be, or, and I think it's completely changing, and it's just so much more entertaining than anything else that's out there. Even as someone who doesn't watch so much YouTube golf, when I do, I'm like, I see the appeal. I see why this space has blown up so much. And it's just that so much more motivation for me, someone who's trying to be a YouTube golfer, to continue to push, because it just is so fun and the opportunities are limitless.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you can see these comments popping up. I just found out we can do this. But Steve Putland 4324. Steve, I see your comments on my videos. I appreciate it every time, and thank you for joining the stream. He said Brad will definitely leave good if he has no equity in the company. Same reason Grant set up an infrastructure to leave. I don't know the equity structure. I don't think Brad has equity in the company. I don't know the specifics behind there. I've actually, even if I did, I don't know if I'd share that publicly, but I don't think Brad does have equity in the company. But that's going to be a YouTube video for a different day. Like, I'm sure it's going to be like, will history repeat itself of like Grant and Brad like doing this whole like same path? Because it really does feel like they're on a similar path. And like, obviously now, like Grant having Brad on his channel, like what Grant's done, like another video one day is going to be, did Grant Horvat ruin YouTube golf? Because he's raised the bar so high for all these collabs and videos he's done, man. It really is. But like Grant, what he's doing now is obviously solely only focusing on 1 of 10s. Like his goal every week is to focus and put out the best videos possible. And like his storytelling, his thumbnailing, that is his goal when he's going into his process. But he only like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this, but I get why he does it. And it's part of the game, as you know, you and I have kind of figured out, like he only collabs with like the top people. Like if you look at like Grant doesn't even really ever collab with Micah anymore. Like if you, I don't know when the last time Micah was on Grant's channel, but if you look at the videos he does, it's Bob, it's Wesley, it's George. Obviously they do the major cut. You know, I know he's done videos with, I know he did a video on Taco's channel, but like he only puts like the top of the top on his own channel now, which I respect, honestly. I really do respect it. But him and Brad are obviously, I mean, those videos did great. Obviously, Grant is very smart from a YouTube perspective. Like he knows what does well. He's going to continue to do videos with Brad, which I think is a testament to what Brad has done. And, you know, who knows if he leaves. I just wanted to at least address that comment from that perspective. I'm going to keep popping these comments up. Amtor, my wife said the internet invite was keeping up with the Kardashians for men. I actually do love that. Jason said Instagram is what YouTube used to be, and YouTube has evolved to HGTV of golf. I actually agree with that. Shout out, Jason. Guys, like and comment, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. But I just want to touch on the Internet Invitational because obviously we're going to, the theme of this episode and the theme of this live show is previewing the golf year from a YouTube perspective. Internet Invite 2 is happening. I don't know when. I had Brendan Jones on for an interview right before the new year. I posted on Christmas Eve, I believe. Senior producer of Barstool Sports and editor of Foreplay. He said that nothing was locked in at that point. That was a few weeks ago, but that is happening. Like it almost seems like, I know Dave has been like starting the LeBron Internet Invitational campaign, which
crazy,
dude. It's crazy, but like I don't want LeBron anywhere near the Internet Invitational. Really? The Internet Invitational, dude, the thing that made the Internet Invitational so great was the characters, like building these, like the Duke, like you said, Chazzy, like all these guys, Mo, even like all these guys who got like shit on and per se, Mo, Paige, Quan, like, dude, we need those types of people. And like, I don't want these sponsored out, like I'm cool having like Caitlin Clark or, I think he invited Kai Trump. Dude, let's just keep it to the YouTubers. Let's keep it to the influencers. That's what that's what made the event so good. And I know what Dave's trying to do. Obviously, money talks, man. Like they're not going to, like, I don't know if they struggled to get sponsorship with the first one, but I don't think they're going to struggle to get sponsorship with the second. I mean, there are going to be companies lining up to get on the second Internet Invitational. I just don't want it to be some corporate sponsorship sellout, which I don't think it ever would be from a Barstool perspective. But man, I really don't want to see like all these spots given to people who I don't think necessarily need to be there, because other than the eyes they're going to bring, like what else is LeBron going to do other than bring a ton of eyes? Like he's not a great golfer. LeBron's not going to get affected for a putt over $1 million because LeBron's a gazillionaire already. Like these putts matter. Wow. Yeah, he's not a very good golfer. Like it just is. I respect what he's doing. Like I know Bronny, like granted the video with Bronny, but like the prize pool is going to be up. Like when Dave like even put out his like initial teaser for the first Internet Invitational, he's like, I want white knuckles. Like I want to see these guys struggle. And like juicing the prize pool to 10 million and getting these creators in there, man, that's what's gonna get eyes, not LeBron. Like, you know, I just think they're gonna I think they're gonna struggle like topping the first one. Like it was just so good.
So good.
You know, so yeah. And so like first we got the Amp Tour. We need headband out there.
Dude, that'd be electric. That's my ultimate goal of 2026. I mean, there definitely are things that like just in terms of personal development, that's more important. Yeah. But like in terms of a YouTube standard, like if there's a quote unquote I made it moment, it's like getting invited to the Internet Invitational.
Dude, go ahead.
Oh no, so go for it.
No, dude, I have a connection with Barstool. I told Brendan when he came on, I was like, "Yo, let me know if you guys need like a commentator. Like, let me know if you guys need." So I don't know. Maybe that's our route. Maybe going through
who knows?
And just being a commentator.
I think here's the thing. I've never met Dave Portnoy, like, so I can't comment on him like from personal interaction. But I've been following Barstool for a long time. Like, this is like a really funny kind of interesting fun fact about me, but a little weird. But in high school, I wrote like we had to like do like a paper about one company, you know, and like go write a thesis about like how it started and their growth. I did it on Barstool, so that's actually like, the most like, you know, frat boy thing to do. But I did it on Barstool. I love their content, like, and I still do watch a little bit of their content. I went and played in the Barstool Classic qualifier this year, and what I feel like the thing about Dave Portnoy that's made him like so successful is Dave's like not a sellout. I feel like Dave will put in like the Duke, like, you know what I mean? And if there's a character who is worthy to be on the Internet Invitational, they will play in the Internet Invitational, you know? And I think that's like something that I feel at least optimistic about. And obviously, like, I want to feel optimistic about it because I want to feel like I have a chance to make it as the headband golfer. And here's another thing, a little counterpoint to what you said about LeBron. I agree. If it's LeBron and if it just becomes like, you know, 25 celebrities and 25 of the biggest YouTube golfers and then, you know, 10 Barstool guys, it kind of loses its flavor just a little bit. But I do think having LeBron there, I don't know if that'll be a bad thing because, you know, maybe LeBron's not getting nervous about making $1 million putt, but LeBron has never played golf in front of the camera. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah, but he's played. I mean, dude, you play another sport in front of the camera. Like that's, I don't think that
nervous about sucking at golf. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like Charles like all these guys, they play in the whatever celebrity classic at Tahoe. Like, dude, they stink it up. Like,
I know.
And LeBron's not gonna want to stink it up. Like, he's the GOAT of his sport. Like, I don't think he's gonna. So I think there is a factor where it's, maybe he's not getting nervous about the money, but you probably will be feeling it like in some sense. He's never played golf at a high stage. I don't care if you're LeBron James or MJ. There's a reason why these guys love golf and playing competitive for high stakes and money. It's because tournament golf is something else. If you don't play,
it's hard, dude. It is hard, man.
So hard. So I do think there is a factor of like, I think LeBron there might also like, can you imagine like, you know, LeBron's playing with like, I don't know, I keep saying the Duke, but like LeBron and the Duke in a card game.
No, that'll never happen.
I mean,
just put it out there. That'll never happen.
Vortex. Like it's just.
That'll never happen.
The most viral clip of all time. Or like LeBron and Carter, the DOD game.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like a card cam of that? Like,
no, I just did I think a couple different things. One, I feel like if LeBron is in it, they're not gonna allow him to be with certain characters. Like I feel like at that point it would probably be a little scripted because they're not gonna put LeBron in a bad spot with a certain character like a Duke or like, I mean, LeBron has too much to lose. I mean, he's got millions of dollars in sponsors. There's just no way in hell that it'll ever happen. Like I don't think it'd be good for it. Like they'd put LeBron with Grant or Wesley, someone super safe. Like I don't know. At that point, just keep him away from it. Man, I love that he's a YouTube golf fan. I love that he's tweeting about it. I'm sure that he's going to do a video with Grant and the Bryan Bros, and it's going to be great. Keep him away from the Internet Invitational. It is the Internet Invitational. Keep it on the internet. Keep the people in the internet. I think the one thing we're missing here is that it's Bob Sports and Barstool created the new company. Like that's the thing that's maybe we're missing. Like Bob Sports and Barstool created a new company to do the Internet Invitational. So I think that Bob Sports has more of a say, and I think that like they're gonna keep it in check from a YouTube perspective. I'm hoping not that Barstool ever would. I just don't. You know, Dave's gonna be for views because it lines his pockets, which I get. But like I'm hoping that Bob and FP and the Jet always like keep it at YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's this comment popped up. Is the PGA taking too long to fully embrace YouTube golf? In other words, the reluctance to allow content creators to create videos with pros leading up to the weekend, e.g., live duels. That yes, obviously the PGA Tour is super stagnant. The PGA Tour is terrible with YouTube content, like as we all saw the Grant fiasco last year. And I'd be curious. We should do some like takes. Like let's hear a take on this specific thing. But like I hope they do. Obviously, the PGA Tour has new leadership. Brian Rolap taking over. Jay Monahan sunsetting out on his way out, and Jay Monahan, whatever you want to say about him. Who knows? The thing is with the PGA Tour embracing YouTube, there's the TV rights, and a lot of that is kind of where the hiccup is from that perspective, like getting the YouTubers out on the during the PGA Tour weeks. So I don't really know what that's going to look like. I'm hopeful that they embrace it. I mean, I don't know if they'd ever do like a PGA Tour live duels like type thing of an event. I just don't think that the PGA Tour ever feels like they need to go down that route. I think it could happen, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's ever imminent. Dude, some guy said I could pass for Bobby Burger's face. I love that.
Matt Sharp versus LeBron. Like, dude, can you imagine? I know it's obviously like probably not going to happen, but it would be like a vortex would open up if you had Sharp and LeBron or the Duke. And I mean, I'm not putting Sharp and the Duke in the same verbiage, but just somewhat like a crazy character in LeBron in a car cam. I think it would be ridiculous. Like I agree with you about that.
Anyway, dude, let's do some takes because let's see. I'm gonna ask you a few questions and we can come back to this at the end of the year. But let's do some takes for the year because that's kind of the theme of this episode. Okay, over under PGA Tour events, and I'm gonna say a few names. Okay, so over under 0.5 or a half PGA Tour events Grant Horvat plays in 2026. You take over. If he plays in 1 or more or 0, and you take the under.
Grant.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have done it. Like if he was going to do it, he would have done it. He had that opportunity.
So you're taking the under?
You say he's not.
Grant Horvat will not play. I'd be curious to see if Grant's suspended because he played in the live duels. I am I'll just for the sake of disagreeing with you in a co-host perspective.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the over. I think Grant will maybe play in 1. The fall. Who knows? Maybe he plays in the Good Championship. Like that would make the most sense.
That would make a lot of sense. Maybe.
All right. Next one. Brad Dahlke. Over under 0.5. Over.
I was waiting for that.
Let's take Brad. Let's set Brad's over under at 1.5 because Brad is almost assuredly playing in the Good Championship under a sponsors exemption. So I'm going to set his line at 1.5 because I'm assuming he's already playing in the Good Championship. So do we think that Brad Dahlke gets more than 1.5 PGA Tour events or less than 1.5 PGA Tour events?
All right. If we're taking the assumption that he plays in the Good Championship, I take the over because here's my thought process. The PGA Tour likes to give out sponsor exemptions with people that are going to increase their viewership. So if Brad plays in the Good Championship, I feel like he'll crush it. Like I think he'll make the cut, could make a run, and then I could see him coming back for like a close thereafter PGA Tour event, like maybe 1 or 2 after. Kind of like what happened with Michael Block at the PGA Championship. They increased their viewership so much he got invited to the next week. And there was another guy, I forgot his name, but it was a guy he Monday qualified. Like he had a really passionate story. It really resonated with the viewers, and he got sponsors exemption to like the week after. So I think we could see something similar with Brad, where if he plays in 1 and he performs well, he'll play in another one.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're talking about Nick Benz.
Might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember that. Like, he played in like 2 PGA Tour events, like kind of back to back.
Yeah. Amtor asked, do you ever think PGA Tour will ever ask Grant again? I do. I think Grant is too big. They also said, they say Brad over under 2.5. I think Brad, the thing is with Brad, if Brad could get all Brad needs, I feel like, is 1 sponsors exemption to realize the impact that actually he can get. The thing is with the way the PGA Tour is set up, the signature events, right? The elevated events are the events that they're never going to get. Like Brad is never going to get a sponsor exemption into an elevated event unless he plays himself into one, which is not likely given he's not really playing pro golf. The events that Brad's going to get a spot, like if an event, like, you know, and for people who don't know how a sponsor exemption works, I can like the sponsor of the PGA Tour event. Let's just take the Rocket Mortgage, the Rocket Classic, which is my hometown event here. Rocket pays the PGA Tour a specific fee, which is what Good did for their event to sponsor the event. And with that event, they get a certain number of exemptions or players they can invite to their event. So anyone really, like the Barracuda is like probably one of the worst PGA Tour events, is the one that invited Grant. All it takes is one of these sponsors to have a relationship with Good. It could be whatever, with Brad, whatever, and they give him a sponsor exemption. He plays in one and does really well. I mean, he could get like 4. Like he could get 4 or 5, like easily. Once, like I feel like for Brad, all he needs is 1. And Brad is such a unique case because he still wants to play pro golf. Like he has made it very well known. And like even like a guy like Quan, who like did the pro golf thing and obviously didn't make it. I talked to Quan about this off camera before. Like he has no desire to play pro golf. He loves playing in the Asian Tour events, but like Brad still has that burning fire to play pro golf. So I'd be curious to see if he gets into a pro events and gets on pro schedules. Like even look at the Korn Ferry Tour, like what he could do and what it does to his YouTube career. What that does. Anyway, we kind of got off track. I want to ask you one more, or let's go 2 more. Sean Walsh over under 0.5. Sean Walsh over under 1.5, because I think he's also going to get a sponsor's exemption into the Good Championship.
You know what? I'm gonna take the over. And hear me out. Sean's due for a big year because like Brad kind of like he was the good guy. Like I watch Sean Walsh's, by the way, shout out Sean if you're watching this. Like here's a quick shout out for you. I watched his, not that he needs it from me or anything, but I watched his video at Q School. Like right before I started creating content. And it was very inspirational, and it actually inspired me to start the 365 Days PGA series that I did all year last year on my short form. But he was so honest about pro golf, and if you watch his Q School video he made in 2024, bro shot 65 in Q School the first round. He is gross, and like he's good enough to play on the PGA Tour, and like there's nothing stopping him from getting there, especially with the Good Championship. I think there's just as good of a chance that it's Sean that is the one that finishes the top 10, maybe because the spotlight's a little bit off and everyone's focusing on that and gets that sponsor's exemption. So I think it might be his year, honestly. And I was like, I was gonna say under, but no, he's good enough.
I'll take the over as well, just because I think he's going to get a sponsor's exemption. I know that they have a relationship with Callaway. Obviously, I feel like there's strings they could pull there. And Sean is good. I mean, Sean, obviously a friend of the program. Like he's been on this show more than any guest I've ever had on. I tried to get him on tonight, but he was busy. But like, I mean, dude, he won a U.S. Open qualifier last year. Like crazy. To get into the dude obviously still has game. He's freed up more mentally for, and I've talked to him, about this when he's came on and offline as well. Like he's freed up mentally. Like YouTube has just like changed these guys' way they think. They don't need to rely on pro golf, so they can go out there. It doesn't matter if they miss the cut because they have the reliable income from Good from their own channels, etc. Like Sean has the game, dude. I hope he gets it. He is the nicest dude. Like I always say, like people always ask me like behind the scenes, like how these guys, like Sean and Brad are like out of everyone I've ever had on, like those two are two of probably the nicest and most real. Like Brad is like thankful for every viewer he gets. Sean is thankful for every viewer he gets. And those guys deserve it. I hope they get another chance at playing pro because they put in Sean more than Brad, but Sean put up so much time, like traveling the world before golf was what it was. Like he played on PGA Tour China, PGA Tour Latin America. Like that is a shit like grind. And he's doing it now. He, obviously he's in good. And maybe I'm a little biased towards Sean because he's treated me great. But anyway, Wesley Bryant over under 0.5. I know he's suspended, but he could, in theory, get in. Under. Okay, I'm taking under as well. But a funny story about Wesley. I was in their Twitch stream like last week, and he was saying that first of all, he's still got a Christmas card from Jay Monahan, which I've never made a video on.
I hope it's over, by the way.
Yeah, me too. Because and I think whoever asked the question about YouTube golf, are they ever going to embrace it with the PGA Tour? They could have if they had one of the top 3 YouTubers on the PGA Tour. He had a PGA Tour card, and they suspended him. And they had his brother.
Crazy.
I never understand why the PGA Tour never embraced the Bryan Bros. They just suspended him. But got a lot of unders on Wesley. A lot of unders on Wesley. I think almost everyone is.
You could shock if there's odds on this on Kalshi right now. It could be
we should. No free ads. No free ads. And no free ads.
No, I know. Man, by the way, shout out to Jason and Bogan with Damn Tour. Let's get heading on the exemption. I got to get a little better first before I get the exemption. I got to focus on the Damn Tour. I got to focus on making way to the Damn Tour before I get the PGA Tour. It's my spot right now.
Yeah, dude.
I have one for you, Marco. I know you said that was your last one.
Yeah, go ahead.
In chat as well. Over under 0.5 YouTube golfer / content creator playing in the U.S. Open this year. So Wesley, because I'm sure they can. I'm not sure about Wesley.
Yeah, so Wesley, the U.S. Open is not a PGA Tour sanctioned event. So Wesley is not suspended. So you think Brad? So let's go through the YouTubers who would actually play. Quan and none of those guys are going to go through qualifying. But Brad will
try to go to locals.
Yeah. that Brad and Sean will. No, they won't even attempt the locals. But Brad, Sean will for sure go through. Sean won locals last year.
Yeah.
Evan Thompson will for sure. He won locals last year as well. Wesley, George, they're not suspended. I think they did locals last year at Selena. So there's 5 just off the top of my head. That's not including a guy like. So here's a question are we counting a guy like James Nichols as a YouTuber, or Nickel, whatever his name, as a YouTuber? He shot 69.
He played in the US.
Yeah, he played in the US Open.
I would count him on. I would definitely. I've personally seen pretty close to James. My videographer does a lot of James's stuff.
Yeah.
How much effort James puts into the YouTuber, and I think it would be into the YouTube. I think it'd be doing a disservice to him to not call him.
Dude, he is. We got to get him on some point. James, if you see this, I messaged him when he actually got into Oakmont. He told me he'd come on after the season, and I missed that. But maybe he'll be so we don't love doing the live show. Usually, this time slot is good for people. It's in the evening, so we'll have to get James on as well. I'm for sure going over. I think. I think Brad's. I'll put it in stone right now. Brad qualifies for the U.S. Open this year. Let's give out some crazy takes. This is.
I think it's Sean. I think if it's Brad or Sean, I think Sean would do it over. Not to say Brad can't do it, but I just have a feeling. I feel like Sean's gonna pop this year.
I feel that, dude. Yeah. I don't think Grant would ever play in that. I don't think Grant even attempts U.S. Open sectionals, locals. Are you playing locals? Are you gonna try and play?
So last year I tried. It was brutal, but I'm gonna do it again.
All right. Yeah, I love that you put yourself out there, dude. I love that you're out there trying to.
Yeah, of course. I got it. This could be my. Who knows? No,
the year of the headband?
Why not? Why not? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm definitely gonna play.
Year of the headband. Cool, man. Well, I think that's kind of it from the YouTube golf, news year, previewing the year. I feel like we can kind of leave it in a good spot there. I messaged John. I told him 8:00. They were in the chat earlier. Obviously, I texted him. He might jump in, but let's use this as a transition off of YouTube into the pro scene. Let's talk a little bit pro golf. I feel like, you obviously just turned pro. I'm not a pro, but I'm a scratch. I love professional. I love that we have an outlet now to talk pro golf. Like I said, guys, if you guys are jumping in the stream later, I do have a relationship with a lot of PGA Tour caddies and guys who are on the week-to-week PGA Tour grind. So what we're going to try and do once the PGA Tour season kicks off is every Wednesday we're going to try and carve out some time to get someone on site who's on the PGA Tour on site for that week to come preview the event with us, tell you guys how the course is playing. I don't necessarily say give out a pick or anything, but just stuff like that I feel like not a lot of people are doing. I don't feel like there's anyone getting guys on site on a week-to-week basis. I have the relationships. We're going to try and do that. So make sure you guys come every week, every Wednesday here on the Scratch Golf Show YouTube channel. But anyway, man, let's start with PGA Tour. I guess let's just start with, we're not going to really talk about LIV. We already did the LIV section, but I say let's just preview the 4 majors. I feel like that's a good spot to start. We can maybe give out some picks, man. But what is your favorite like major of the year to start? Like, do you look forward to the Masters? Do you look forward to the U.S. Open? What do you look forward to start the year in the golf season from a major perspective?
100% Masters. In fact, I'll give you my in order 4: Masters, U.S. Open, British Open, PGA. I almost would say like maybe the British. I think the British Open is like such a amazing event, arguably maybe the best of the 4 in terms of event. But I don't look forward to as much just because the time zone's different, so I miss a lot of it.
That's funny you say that, dude. Like for me, it's the Masters 1A.
Yeah.
The Open Championship and the U.S. Open are like 1B, and then the PGA is like so far down. Like I love the Masters, like as most people do. Like, I mean, Rory winning it last year was crazy. This Deuce just popped this in the chat. I hope Bryson wins the Masters last year. You know, Deuce, I actually had a ticket on Bryson to win last year and the year before that. So I'm going to bet Bryson until he wins his green jacket. We don't condone. Oh, okay. All right. Let's cut the pro golf talk for now. And we got our guest just jumped in. What up, brother? How's it going, man?
Going great. We made it in. I've been listening to the show.
I saw you in the chat earlier. We appreciate that. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to the Johnny McCarthy of J&A Golf Buddy. Thank you for jumping on. First guest here on first guest here on the live show, my dude. Dude, how's life, man? I know it's been a while since we chatted. You just did the bachelor party not too long ago. How things going been this last few months?
It's going great. It's wild. There's so much wedding planning and bachelor party's sick. Chicago is way more fun than I thought it was. Some thoughts have been forgotten some of those nights. A lot of stressful wedding planning, trips coming up, Florida, Arizona. I know I'm going to see you in Arizona.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know. It's an exciting period of life right now. So it's going good.
Dude. How's the wedding planning going, man? Obviously, you're getting married the week of the Waste Management in Arizona, for those who don't know, dude. But like, how's that going? Because someone who's done it, like he's married, like I'm locked down. I did that recently, dude. How has that been? Like, how are things going? How's Brielle doing? How's all that going, my man?
My fiance is stressed. She's very stressed, but we're both super excited. We just want to get married and move to Texas. We're moving to Texas right after our honeymoon. So
breaking news here. You leave like. Are you moving like just you two, or is J&A moving to Texas?
Just us two. Moving about 3 minutes away from the Good warehouse.
No way. What is like? So I mean, if you don't mind me asking, we are live here, but what does that do for J&A? Like, what do you guys? Are you guys still going to travel and like be able to do a lot of stuff? Because obviously, you guys have built your name being here in Michigan.
Yeah. So J&A is no longer. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dude.
Crazy to drop that first line.
Dude, come on.
No, we're most of the time we just go on trips anyway right now. So
yeah,
we go on calls when we're at home. We go on trips to film, and being around Good, we get to be more involved.
You're good.
We get to be more involved and just, I mean, I can golf year round, meet more people, and film more. So I was like, I did tour an apartment here in Michigan. I was like, I loved it. And then we got home after, and I looked at Brielle, and I was like, do we really want to live here in Michigan? While we're young, should we just send it and go to Texas?
Love it, dude. Love it. So you're going to be in Texas like soon. I mean, in like 8 weeks, huh? Not even 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think we moved down the 21st.
Dang, dude, I'm sad. I'm sad you're not going to be here in Michigan anymore. I can't drive up to Apple Mountain and come take your money. I'll have to make my way down to Texas at some point. But
yeah, come down.
That's crazy, dude. I can't believe you dropped the J&A Snow. Like that would have been like just talk. I mean, for my sake, I mean, news. Obviously, that would have been huge. But obviously, don't hope that. I love your guys. Speaking of J&A, dude, you guys just did a collab, and I watched your video on Sunday with the Bryan Bros. How was that? I mean, that was a pretty cool video. How was that? And obviously, I don't want to spoil it, but just talk a little bit about that.
That video was one of the most fun to film, and like the outcome of it's one of the ones I'm most proud of, or just like happiest with watching back. That thumbnail took me a while to make. I loved the thumbnail, and then just watching it back, it was just pure comedy. Hearing those two heckle, and then like me and Jordan versus the Wes and Ash dynamic. Wes and Ash are so much similar, is what I found out. and their dynamic was sick to watch. So that was a really, really fun video. That energy was so fun, I guess.
I definitely from you kind of touched on it. Obviously, I watched it. I know all you guys, you more than them. I've only, had it, I haven't hung out with them in person, but like I can definitely see a lot of similarities between you and George and Ashton and and Wes for sure. Like it feels like you
Yeah.
and George are cut from the same cloth, and Ashton and Wes are definitely cut from a more similar cloth, which makes sense. It was a great video, man. Like I very much enjoyed it. I feel like Selena always pops on camera, like and for those who don't know, Selena obviously is the Brian Bros home golf course in South Carolina, but like. And dude, I just the way YouTube golf is going, like it was competitive. Like you guys hung in there, you and Ash are obviously similar skill level, and George and Wes are obviously two of the top 5 from a skill perspective YouTube golfers. I feel like skill is where it's going, and I very much enjoyed that video. Obviously, I enjoy your guys' content all the time, but that was cool. Can you give us any like behind the scenes stuff like that happened that maybe wasn't shown on camera?
I mean, I think George holed out on right after we filmed that. He holed out
Really?
for like 100, I think it was 160 yards and just wasn't on video.
Oh, really?
I don't know how far it was, but behind the scenes, we didn't do too much with them. We just practiced a little at the range, hung out there. They were filming another video while we were there that week at a different course, so we didn't do too much with them. It's mostly just on camera and around the golf course. Nothing interesting there, really.
Jared, you got a question? Go ahead.
So yeah, first of all, Johnny, it's great. It's great to meet you, dude.
The headband golfer. What up, Jared?
Dude.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations on the wedding and the engagement and everything, dude. That's awesome, bro. It's cool to hear, and congratulations on the Brian Bros and stuff. That's super sweet.
Thank you, brother.
How old are you, by the way? Just a quick
21.
20.
21. Yeah, 21. I turned 21 in August.
So it's really crazy to see like how different lives can be at the same age. Like you're getting married. I'm living in my parents' house, and I'm a year older. Yeah, I'm 22. I just turned 22, or not just September, but it's cool. It's cool to see young guys in the space. But dude, you and Ashton, right? You guys started what 2 years ago, or how long has it been?
We started like 3.5 years ago, maybe.
Okay. And
senior year of high school.
That's sick, dude. And you didn't go to college?
I went for 1 semester, and then we were getting like 2,000 views, and Ash and I were like, we got to drop out. We got to go all in. It was not really probably the best decision, but we just did it.
No, the best decision. That's awesome, dude. And so my question is to you. I think I remember, correct me if I'm mistaken, you and Ashton pulled up to like a good event, like right when you were starting, probably right when you were like going all in. And then like, you tell me the timeline, but what, like 6 months later, like you signed with Good a year, like in that same calendar year, like you're a part of Good. Is that what was the timeline again with that?
Yeah, it's some ball knowledge there. That video got like 4,000 views. So
yeah, I saw that video, dude. I love that video. It inspired me, like for real. So
awesome.
what was the timeline on that?
We went there. So that was 2024. Yeah. So we went there. We bought our tickets, waited in that long line, didn't know anyone. That's why I first met Garrett and just said hi because I snuck on the ropes. And then, I think it was 5 months later, we had gone down to Dallas to sign with them. That's actually wild to think about.
Yeah.
Dude, go ahead.
I was gonna say that was all precursor because I wanted to address stuff. My question to you is going from like a fan to being a part of the crew. Like, what was the moment for you where you like was like pinch, like, oh, like was there a pinch me moment? Like, and how was that like integrating afterwards? Like going from like we were just watching these guys 5 months, because 5 months was like that, dude.
Yeah.
So like going from like we're at the event to we're part of Good, like what was that like? And can you share any of those moments where you were like, dude, this is like pinch me moments, or like I made it moments, or anything that's awesome that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, we went to their Midwest Open tournament. Can you guys hear that text notification?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I went to the Midwest Open tournament. We met some of the guys there because Kendrick invited us out there, and we didn't think anything of it. We just thought it was sick. The CEO of Good invited us out there. But then after a few meetings, they had said stuff. They're like, "We like your guys' content. Let's have meetings." And we're like, "This is awesome." But then the clicking moment where everything changed was when we went to Dallas for the first time, and we went to like pull up. You're in a Good warehouse. You're hanging out at Garrett Clark's house. You're smoking a cigar with Bubby on the back porch. I'll never forget that, sitting back there with Blake and Bubby, deep conversations for 3 hours. And yeah, it was like Bubby looked at me at the end. He's like, "That's the best conversation I've had in years." And then just going to the warehouse more, filming our vlog and doing that signing part in our vlog. And I'll never forget that first Texas trip. That's the best trip by far. There's been more exciting trips, but that one will be the best trip ever.
Dude, it feels like that was yesterday. And I literally remember I had you on. Like that was when I had you on for the first time, Johnny, like September of last year when you guys were going through all that stuff. And like, dude, it feels like yesterday. But as someone who's like seen you guys grow and like, dude, like see you guys like as fun as a Michigan person, I want you guys to succeed. But like going through that process, man, it is really cool to see because you are like essentially living out your dream, like in reality, and for the entire internet to see. And as from someone who would love to take my channel on a similar trajectory at some point and get this channel integrated with Good. Obviously, you know, we're coming up here on a 1 year mark of the Desert Open, where last year I was outside the ropes. This year I'm going to be inside the ropes, meeting everybody. Like it's going to be cool, and I'm excited to get down there. Man, I appreciate you sharing everything and sharing the timeline, because I know it's been a while since, dude, time has flown by these last like year and change now.
Bro, it's crazy. Like to think I've known you for a year and a half or whatever months is crazy. It's just time flies so fast. It's crazy. I've been in Good for a year and a half, and it feels like a few months. And
yeah,
I don't know. Things just change like that. Like you just work and you're like, "Oh, this is never going to work." And then just one thing hits, and then you're like, "Oh, it's like looking good." And then another thing hits, and you're like, "Oh," and then you look back, you're like, "Oh, I've come so far." You're like, dang, that's what the hard work does. But you don't see it. It's so hard at the start to see it. You don't know where it's going to take you. But that's the fun part about it too.
Yeah, man. Let's talk a little bit. I know we'll ask you a couple more questions and we'll let you go, man. I appreciate you jumping on tonight. But just preview some of the content you guys got coming out. What is coming out on the J&A channel? I know you've posted a couple bangers to your solo channel, Johnny McCarthy, which, you know, I'm sure you guys follow that, but drop them a sub. What do you got coming on J&A and any bangers coming on the solo channel coming up this year?
Well, I just posted one today on the solo channel.
Oh, you did? I did not see that.
I told Matty the caddy that we were going to Silverleaf Golf Club, like the highest ranked one in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
And I took her to the worst ranked one.
I see that now.
Yeah, Silverleaf Polo right here. That place is unreal.
Yeah, dude. I'm hoping we could. I've never been out there, but cool. What about J&A? You guys got anything cool coming down the pipe for J&A?
Actually, we do this weekend. It's really sick. I think I could say it on here because I doubt that someone that's going to be there this weekend is watching this because it's a niche audience. This weekend, hopefully there's no one. I'm going to a camp. We're going to a college D1 recruitment camp in Florida. This has to be hush hush because we're fitting in as students, and there's like all the coaches coming to this camp. Like, so we know the Tennessee coach, the Auburn coach, so we'll go up to them because we're gonna be disguised. I bought a wig. I can go get my wig right now and show you.
Yeah, please do.
And we're going undercover as D1 recruits, trying to like fit into this 2-day camp and like mingle in between all these other D1 recruits, and also like get on the good sides of the coaches. Kind of like how Peyton Manning went undercover in those football practices, kind of that vibe.
Yeah.
And so we're flying to Florida Friday to do that.
Wow. Dude, that's sweet. Hell yeah. I know. No way. I mean, we are live. Like you can't take that like that's
I know
on the internet, but not a lot of people are. We got 25 Oh my
Dude,
god.
oh my god.
Dude, the problem is like your face
That's
is so
electric.
distinct. Like
I'm gonna get glasses and we're not
That's-
wearing
Okay.
wig.
All
That's
right.
the punk rock look right there.
I have one more wig. You tell me which one's better because I bought that one I just showed you after the first one because I thought the first one was a little too out there, you could say.
Some of the chat is
I
reacting.
love the first one.
Can't wait for that video is what the chat is saying.
Everyone in the chat, keep it hush hush, all right?
That's a Scratch Golf exclusive. All right. If you're here,
Scratch golf
we
exclusive.
trust you. You know, you're
Dude,
the
I love
OGs.
that.
You get
Alright,
some high end info.
Here's the other wig, and then I have glasses on this one too.
One,
Dude,
for sure. Dude, that one's pretty hilarious too. That one's
dude.
how's that not gonna come up when you swing though? That might
I know.
I
Have
don't,
you practiced hitting with it on?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I wanted to get like net tats too, but Ashton was like, "Dude, you're gonna stand out like a sore thumb."
Yeah.
These kids are like 17.
Damn, bro. I'm curious to see what Ashton looks like in a wig. That is what I'm actually excited to see.
He wants to just straighten his hair. I'm like, bro, put the wig on. I don't think he is, but I have two.
Yeah.
John, I have a question about that.
Go ahead.
Right. How do you film something like that? Because I feel like the camera is the dead giveaway. Like if someone's walking around with a camera in your guys' face, it's gonna the kids are savvy enough where they'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, the goal is to like the first day is like drills and like coach stuff where you're kind of running through, and the goal is to just fit into that group, and there's just cameras on the outside, so we're not like isolated, and like get kids interviewed by like a cameraman. Like one of the cameramen will be an viewer for a sec for some kids, so like people are getting involved with the cameras, and it's not just distinctly us. And then day 2 is playing, so we'll be in a group with someone. That will be harder, but after day 1 on, it's all right.
Last one, dude, then I'll let you go because you brought it up and I forgot to ask you, how have you guys enjoyed doing the college series? It seems like those videos are doing pretty well for you guys. I know the Tennessee one kind of blew up, got over 300,000 views. I know you guys did something with Oklahoma, Auburn. I'm guessing you're going to do some more. How have you guys enjoyed kind of doing the college series, and how is that content performing from what you guys actually expected from when you shot it and released it?
It's fun. It's awesome. We went out on a limb to do that tryout series. We thought about it actually last year when Owen was still on the team.
I remember you told me about it last year.
Yeah, it took a year, and then we just did it because it fell into place with the Goodyear road trip. And we're like, all right, let's do it. And then it blew up, and we're like, we're going to more schools because we did Auburn. People loved Auburn. We got Maddie doing Auburn tryouts, and that video got 250,000 views. Maddie alone, we were barely even in that, got 80,000 views. So we're going to ASU. We want to go to UCLA. We want to go to Virginia. We want to go all around. And gosh, I got these burp hiccups.
Dude, I get it, dude. I had it earlier. It was driving me crazy.
We want to just go around
yeah,
to all the schools we can because it's fun to see the program and show people what it actually takes to go D1. So meeting the players and then showing the recruits, like the 16, 17-year-olds out there, what these coaches actually look for, because there's nothing like that. You get to truly see what the coaches look for. So if you're trying to get into a D1 program, our videos are like the cheat code in a way, or you get an edge that you won't find in other. There's like apps you can find to like that pay like you have to pay like $1,000 to get integrated into a system with coaches where you figure out what they want, but our videos tell them. So it's fun to see the facilities and all the behind the scenes and the pros and like show people what it's actually like.
and I think
We're
there's
gonna keep doing that.
not a lot of people are doing kind of the college thing. Like it seems like there's some untapped potential there from an ideation perspective. Like even I know I've talked to a few different of the good guys. Seems like that you guys obviously have relationships with a lot of colleges over there that I know Brad and Sean, I think, are going to be doing like some 2v2s with some of the better college players, which is cool. And I think there's a lot of untapped potential. I very much enjoyed the tryout video that you guys did with Tennessee. And anyway, dude, Johnny, thank you so much for jumping on the live show, man. I appreciate it, especially on short notice when I texted you, I think, yesterday. But thank you, man. Thank you for
I got a
on.
question for you real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
What is around the corner for Scratch Golf Show? What do we expect in this year
Dude,
from the Michigan-made man?
we are trying, man. I am going through a studio renovation, trying to get this thing more dialed to make it a little more professional. We're trying to get this live show, man. I think the live show is great because it allows you to interact with the chat. Like, obviously, we've been holding strong at like 20-ish viewers, which is better than I expected. But if it's a good idea to get interaction with the audience, similar to what you can do with the Discord without having the Discord. Dude, we're trying to get, roll out a bunch of stuff, news videos, interviews. Obviously, the news kind of just pops up, but we're trying to get some cool interviews, man. Luke Kwan, Mike, our guys, I've been trying to lock down for a month, and then PGA show here in a couple weeks. So we're trying to do some reactions, do like these live streams to recap the PGA show. But yeah, man,
I'll be there too if you're gonna be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there all week. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah,
we'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, you're gonna be there too.
We got an Airbnb. If the good Airbnb, if there's a few guys that are like needing places to stay, we got Scratch
trying to fill our Airbnb. Yeah, and then Arizona.
No, we actually might stay there.
Oh yeah, it's right now.
We got plenty of room. Yeah, it's just us three.
Right? I actually think we need a spot to stay. I was maybe gonna just stay with my cousin, but
no, we gotta stick Airbnb.
But yeah, dude, and then Arizona, man. I messaged Jeff yesterday. We want to do. I would love to do one of these live shows from the Good Arizona event. I talked to the golf course. They're cool with it. It sounds like just Good kind of running out the property for the evening. So I got to talk to Jeff. But yeah, man. I mean, that's we're gonna get some cool content from Arizona. Got my guy Ashton. Shout out if he's still watching. Flying out to be to be my camera guy. We're gonna do a vlog. We're gonna get a ton of man on the street content, and it's gonna be fun, man. Gonna be.
I was playing Fortnite with Ashton last night,
dude. What, dude? Tonight. I'll jump on later, but I was trying to play with them earlier today. Anyway, guys, that's Johnny J&A Golf. Johnny, thank you for joining the show tonight, my man. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the time. And if I don't see you soon, I'll see you in Arizona, man. Thanks for jumping on tonight.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, dude.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Yeah, likewise.
Peace.
That was fun. That was cool.
Great.
Glad we got our first guest. I mean, first guest live show. We got a good member. Johnny's great, man. That's cool that he's moving to Texas, man. He really got me with the J&A is no more. I was like, damn.
No, I was like flabbergasted.
Like
the first Scratch live show,
dude. I was like, damn.
No,
I would have been low key sad. Like, I love those guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're such good content. Anyway, man. Let's give out some major picks, and then we'll probably wrap the show, man. We're going to try and keep these to an hour and a half. If you guys have been tuning in, I know Amp Tour, Deuce, Nick, all you guys have been in here since we kicked off earlier. Thank you guys for jumping on. Are you talking about you want to join the show, Amp Tour? We can definitely set you up probably next week or the week after. I don't know if they're going to be at the PGA show, but
he's talking about the PGA show, Airbnb event.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's do it, man.
We'll get him like to play some poker. So
that'd be Oh, dude.
We have some sick home games at the PGA show.
Oh, buddy. Not for fake money though, right? For fake money, we're not playing for real.
Fake? No, of course.
Of course. Yeah. 100%. Anyway, dude, let's do some major picks, man. Let's spend a few minutes wrapping up the PGA Tour season, and then we will wrap the first live show, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Anyway, man, we were ranking the majors. Me was Masters, Open, US Open, PGA. I actually love the British Open because I'm a sicko who gets up at 4 a.m. to watch it every year. And I'll watch it all day. But I'm going to give out some picks, man. Let's start with the Masters. Just go in order. Who's your pick to win the Masters this year? Do you have one? Not to put you on the spot or anything. But.
No, it's hard not to say Scotty, but I'm feeling Brooks.
Okay.
I'm going to throw up Brooks there, especially if he comes back to the PGA Tour. I think he's going to have some momentum, like just fired up a little bit to prove to everyone that he's got it still. And I think he needs that to complete the career. No, he needs the British as well, but I think Brooks will win the Masters. That's my pick.
All right, I'm taking Bryson, dude. I think I've talked about it earlier when we were talking about Bryson. Like, he has been so close at Augusta. Obviously has 2 majors, 2 US Opens, but I think he gets over the hump at Augusta this year. I think, who knows what his contract situation looks like, but I think if there's a course that's built for him, Augusta is built for him because he's one of the few people in golf who actually hit a draw. It is so hard to hit a draw now with equipment and all that stuff, dude. Like the Augusta, like you need to hit it right to left on majority of those holes. Given some of the new tee boxes, not as much, but like 10, 13, 2, like a lot of these pivotal swing holes, you need to draw 5 that he can. I mean, he takes 5 over that bunker. I'm getting in for the sickos here, but that's different show for a different day. But I'm taking Bryson. So there. All right, U.S. Open.
And I changed my Masters pick.
Go ahead. Yeah, of course.
I'm taking Tommy Fleetwood. That's my guy. I was going to pick him for the British, but I've picked him. This is just a sidebar. Yeah. We have a major pool that I do every single year. You pick 5 guys. I've picked Tommy Fleetwood every single year in my major pool, every single one. He's going to win the Masters. He's going to win a major. I think it's going to be the Masters. And you got me with the draw remark. He plays that.
All right, that's fair. 2026 U.S. Open at Shinnecock. And if you don't know, Shinnecock is where Brooks won his last U.S. Open. It is probably one of the few U.S. Open courses that is still going to have a close to par winner. I know we've seen a couple. Brooks won at even par. He was the only guy to finish at even par or better. Ironically enough, your guy you just mentioned, Tommy Fleetwood, finished T2 there, and I think he shot Sunday 62. Who is your pick to win the U.S. Open, Mr. Headband Golfer?
I feel like it has to be Scotty to win the Grand Slam. I don't know. Yeah. Like if you cannot have the best golfer in the world at the hardest possible golf course to complete the career Grand Slam, I think if there's a major that he wants to win the most, it's the U.S. Open, and I think he's going to do it.
Dude. I'm not. I mean, you kind of just hit the nail on every head. I'm taking Scotty as well. I think he completes the career Grand Slam next year. That golf course is literally built for him. I mean, it is so hard, but it rewards ball strikers. Like Retief Goosen won there in 2004. Brooks won in 2017, and I really think Scotty's going to get it done. I mean, who knows? I mean, obviously injuries, and if there is injuries, we can come back and change our picks. But I'm actually taking Scotty too. You kind of hit the nail on every head. So we skipped the PGA Championship, which is in May. Different topic for a different day, but that needs to move back to August. I'm sick of it being in May. At Aronimink Golf Club, and that is in Pennsylvania. And I don't know if you are familiar, but Aronimink, they used to have a few PGA Tour events there. Justin Rose is one there. It's more of like a ball strikers golf course. But who is your pick for the PGA Championship? Defending champion Scotty Scheffler, ironically enough.
I'm going to take Bryson for the PGA Championship. I think I think Bryson, you got to throw him in the mix on one. Yeah. And I just feel it. I'm calling it a feeling. You get a feeling about it. And I think he almost won the PGA against Xander 2 years ago.
Valhalla.
Valhalla. And he didn't really feature last year. And I think if there's one major that Bryson's going to show up, I think it's the PGA Championship. I feel like that's the one most, in my opinion, most similar to the U.S. Open. Like Aronimik's also kind of a U.S. Open location.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
he's had success there, and I think it won't be that hard to transfer it over to like a little bit more of a scoreable course, maybe like a under versus U.S. Open Aronimik. It's a 9 under. So
that's fair. I feel like the PGA has really struggled to find its identity from all the 4 of the majors. Mm-hmm. That's kind of why it's ranked. I actually enjoy watching it. I feel like they do a good job broadcasting it, but it's obviously the one that is. It's actually low-key kind of delivered these last few years. I agree with you on Bryson. I think if he can compete at anyone, I mean, except he still struggles at the Open. But Aronimik, I'm curious to see what the winning score is going to be. I feel like if it's a boat race, I'm going to take Scotty. I feel like Scotty wins back-to-back just because I think he wins 2 majors this year. He's playing too good. But if it's a tournament that gets 16, 17, 18, 20 under par, those aren't golf courses that Scotty typically plays well in. Like you look at where he wins out in the hard golf courses. He wins at the Muirfield Villages, Augusta, like these golf courses that are not surrendering 20 under par. It's 10. I mean, he's won on golf courses like that, but if you look at a lot of his wins, they're on more difficult golf courses. So he's my pick for the PGA. Last one, we are doing the Open Championship, and that is at Royal Liverpool. Ironically enough, Tommy Fleetwood's home, I believe it's his hometown or his home golf course. Mr. Headband, last pick of the year.
Marco, I will give you $1,000 if you can guess my pick. I'll let you try to take a guess my pick. It is out.
Can you give me a hint?
He plays on the European Tour, not on the PGA Tour.
Oh God. Give me a country.
It's South Africa. I think it's gonna give it away a little bit more, but now it's more like $100.
South Africa doesn't He plays in the European
Plays in the
Tour.
European Tour. He's a South African on the European Tour.
Wilco Nibar, is that the guy?
So that's actually a pretty good shout. I'm taking Jaden Schaefer.
Okay,
Clip this right now. Jaden Schaefer to win the British Open in 2026. Margo, look this kid up. I actually know him personally, or my family knows him personally. He's on the DP Tour. He's been a child prodigy in 3 consecutive European Tour events. He finished solo second at the Nedbank, and then he got his first win in a playoff where he eagled the playoff hole to win the next week for the first win. And then the following week, he beats a PGA Tour player, I forget his name, in a playoff, again, chipping in for eagle this time to win back-to-back European Tour events. It's when his first year playing the majors. I think he wins the British Open.
Love it, dude. Shout out to the Nedbank. Dude, you're like in the weeds if you know what the Nedbank is.
I'm South African. My parents from South Africa. But
are you really?
Yeah. Fun fact.
Oh, dude, I had no idea.
South African polo.
I had no idea you were from South Africa. Right? That's sick.
So you love this guy, Jaden Schaefer. He's my uncle's business partner's son, and my dad has watched him grow up, and from 5 years old, everyone's like, this kid's gonna win a major. And he's won 2 times back to back on the European Tour in 2025. I think he's gonna win a PGA Tour event in 2026, if not a major.
So you know who Wilco Nibar is?
Yeah, of course.
Wilco
Nibar, come on.
Christo Lamprecht, all those South African guys.
Yeah. My guy, why am I blanking on my guy? Podkeeter.
Oh, yeah. He won the Detroit event, dude.
U.S. Open. I think he's a top 5 in the U.S. Open.
He's sick. He didn't go to live, right? No, he was rumored to. Anyway, all right. My British Open, before we let you guys go, my Open Championship pick. I'm going Tommy Fleetwood, man. I'm going just straight chalk this year. I feel like if you look at the last 20 major winners, there really hasn't been kind of that first time. I mean, you got a Xander per se, but even Xander is a top level talent. I feel like the majors since the way that the professional golf is set up with LIV and the PGA Tour, I feel like the major is the cream of the crop. I feel like we're not gone are the days where we're gonna see a Jason Duffner win a PGA, but I feel like a lot of these majors now are gonna be premier players. And I think Tommy, now that he got the monkey off his back, he's still someone who I think struggles in the major championships, but I'm going to go Tommy at Royal Liverpool for the last pick. Great. Dude, we still got 20 people in here. I don't want to end the show.
Should you want to give a dark horse person to win the major? I kind of gave mine, Jaden Schaefer.
Yeah, dude.
JJ Spawn and just
some crazy take. You're going to put me on the spot on who I think. The problem is dude, I feel like I don't know what golf course is going to produce a random long shot winner. I would say Cameron Young, he's not really a sleeper though. Cam Young is nasty. I mean, he's only got 1 PGA Tour win, but he's good enough to compete at Augusta. He's good enough to, he is probably one of the best ball strikers I've ever seen in person. He is so good. But as far as a sleeper, man, I don't really know long shots. I need to look at the board. Maybe when we do when we do the majors, when we get to that point, we're going to be doing a lot of live shows for the majors. We'll get into that more of those weeks.
I'm so excited for that.
Dude, I don't have a specific. I'm still shocked you're South African.
Yeah, crazy.
That was not what I ever. I figured you would have had some sort of accent.
No, if you meet my parents ever, which when you come to Florida, you come over for a dinner, they got thick accents, and it's people are are your parents British or Australian? But they're South African, yeah. So that's why if you ever see some of my videos, I wear a Dean Berminster. That's a great
dude. Yeah, clean Dean, baby.
Yeah.
They got to all live South Africa. So is Ernie Els your favorite golfer?
I do love Ernie Els. I actually used to volunteer at his school. He has a school for kids with autism that's 5 minutes down the road from me. So I worked with his son a lot. And he's a great guy. I would say my all-time favorite golfer is Tommy Fleetwood. So I had to pick him for a major, but I mean, I can't not root for the South Africans when they feature. So I do love it,
man. Let's wrap by doing this. We're gonna try and do this every week as we get more people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for popping in. We're gonna do a viewer mailbag. My buddies do this. So basically, you guys have the ability to ask us questions. Drop mailbag in the chat, and then just say mailbag colon your question. So we'll wrap the show by taking some of your guys' questions. We plan on bringing viewers in. Like that's something we want to do. Similar to what you just saw with Johnny. Like we're gonna get like we want to hear your guys' takes. Like my channel, you know what we're doing. Obviously, bringing the news and stuff. Like there's a lot of niche YouTube golf viewers who a lot of you guys like to say stuff in the comment section. Now's your chance to say it to my face, please, by all means. But drop your guys' mailbags if you haven't. We'll probably go another 5 minutes. Me and Jared are just going to be talking as the mailbags flow in. We will answer them. But yeah, man, let's do. In the meantime, let's do some like crazy takes this year. I don't know.
Chris. Shout out JTD.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out JTD. Let me be on some. Yeah, JTD. I met you at the. Dude, JTD. I saw you at the Honda Classic or the Cognizant Classic last year, bro. I went to the Cognizant Classic and my bro was in all orange and a Ricky Fowler. I remember seeing him. You know who JTD
just filmed the collab with Brad and
Sean and Brad. Yeah, dude, I saw that, dude.
And I showed up with Hammy Golf like 5 minutes after that.
Oh, you missed him,
He came up to us and was like, Sean and Brad just left 3 minutes ago. We were like, damn.
All right. We've got our first question, mailbag. Who wins Good Major first one on PGA? What, Mike, are you talking about the Good Championship, or are you talking about? Can you clarify what you mean in your question? Who wins the Good Major first one on PGA? I don't know what he means by that. Do you know? Do you?
No, I was also a little. Who wins the Goodyear Major first one? Like, I don't know, honestly. Who wins the first Goodyear Major? Or like, and who's the first one in PGA?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many good majors. I mean, who's going to win the good event? I mean, I have no idea. I haven't seen the field list yet. But, I mean, hell, Brad, why not? Here we go. All right. Here's a good one. Mailbag from Joe. Shout out my guy, Joe. He's a Michigan resident. Joe, thank you for tuning in, man. Joe's been like an OG viewer of the show. Let me put that back on. Mailbag, who is the breakout YouTube golfer of 2026? We've seen the year of the Golden Boy, the year of Dalkey. Who's 2026? I mean, depends what you say is breakout. Like, I mean, I think Brad is still technically kind of the breakout. I mean, Brad is still breaking out. I think some smaller channels to watch, who I really like. I think James Nichols is a great channel. Like, I mean, James, I know, obviously, you know, Jared, you know James more than me. His content, I think, the more we're seeing these touring pros get into the YouTube world, I think that's kind of bad for the other YouTube channels. James, I think, could do a lot. I like, dude, shout out. I don't know if there's anyone in this chat who's going to recognize this, but I love Shooter Maggette. Dude, do you know who Maggette is?
I've never heard that name.
Okay, so
I love it, though. I got to collab with ASAP.
So Shooter Maggette, dude, he is – he just did a video with Garrett. He was on GM Golf. He is dating Alexis of Good Girls. So he started his own channel. He's a pro golfer. He's actually boys. You remember that Nick Benz you were telling me about, the dude who Monday Q? He is boys with Shooter, with Matt Maggette is his name. His channel is low-key taking off. I wonder if I can share my screen.
I'm looking him up right now. I love the name.
Right?
Good name.
Here, I can pop open. It's a beauty with the live. Can you? So I can go to.
Yeah, I just looked him up, and he looks pretty.
So good. He's over 5K subs, dude. But like he's a pro. He's got a really unique swing. Like, dude, his swing is low key, like funky, but he's really good. I mean, you look at some of his views, like I mean, obviously, you know, when he does stuff with Alexis, like that obviously helps because Alexis is who she is. But like 7K, 3K, 7.5K, 5K, the great, you know, he played in the grass league, 1.6, 10, 15, 5. Like this dude is like low key, like
it's kind of a beast.
Yeah, dude. And like, I mean, obviously him having like his connection with Good and all those guys like is great. But I mean, he actually, like, I've watched some of his content and I'm gonna try and get him on sometime. But dude, I think Getty is like solid. Like, I think he is gonna, like, he could be someone who could kind of break out low key. And like, I don't know, depends what you mean as breakout. Anyway, you got one that you'd like to. We've got a comment saying it's the headband.
That's my guys, Jason and
this is the year of the headband.
I mean, I'm you know, you speak it into the universe. I definitely think this will be a breakout year for myself.
Both of us,
I can already feel it, but Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a big year for me. I'm calling that right now. And if you're on this and you haven't subscribed to the Headband Golfer, please do. I have a lot of really creative ideas coming, and hopefully we're gonna keep doing this and bring a lot of really fun and unique ideas to the table. I have a YouTube video this weekend on Friday dropping with a really, really great professional golfer who's played 4 times on the PGA Tour that no one's ever really, not that many people, unless you're really into the mini tours, know about. But I'm gonna give my actual take, not just hype myself up. But
yeah.
So this guy is I don't do as much YouTube golf watching as I do like studying. Honestly, like I will look at the titles, thumbnails, intro, outliers, all that kind of stuff. But this guy, I'm like so unbelievably impressed by him. His name is Luke Ekholm. He's got
yes, dude. I know. He is unbelievable, dude.
Every single one of his video is an incredible outlier. This guy's more of a YouTuber than he is a golf YouTuber. He's kind of like the very Ryan Trahan-esque. I reached out to him like on Instagram because he doesn't really do a lot of short form. He's only got like 5,000 subscribers, or not subscribers, followers on Instagram. But he is a incredible YouTuber. I'm not going to say YouTube golfer. He's an incredible YouTuber whose niche is golf. That's what it feels like. All of his videos, you feel like you're watching a Ryan Trahan video. It's so high quality, high production, with great titles, thumbnails. And you look at every single one of his videos is an outlier. 80K on his most recent video, so with 7.46 subscribers. His most popular video is 292,000 views. I mean, this guy is a beast. I would love to connect with him. And if you watch his videos, and as someone I studied film in high school and college, like he's an incredible filmmaker. And yeah, he's
dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like his channel's unbelievable. I've clicked through. It's crazy, dude.
So good.
Yeah,
he's not even a golf YouTuber. He's
no, I know,
YouTuber
but
his niche is golf. That's why you're not gonna get him doing like cart cam videos and videos like that. But he is an incredible.
Yeah,
a bunch of times. But that's
right,
of course. And then, if I had to throw out another one, would say, I mean, he's kind of blown up on short form this year, but Ty Shorts, I know you're
talking about.
I was in a Henry Grillo video with him and the One Arm Golfer, but he's got so much momentum on short form. And I told him when I played with him, I was like, dude, if you started posting YouTube videos, his TikTok following is so strong that I think if he made a run on YouTube, he would blow up. Ty Shorts.
To Ty Shorts. All right, let's take a couple more that have popped in. My guy, Gimme Dad Golf. Do you think similar to TGL or Grass League, the PGA could do a team aspect centered around states and cities? No, I don't. I think team golf. I love team golf at the Ryder Cup. I think team golf is honestly, it's not for me. I don't think what Liv's team model. Granted, they've like screwed it up and have done terrible with it, but is not. Not really in for me at all. I love the Ryder Cup. I don't even love the President's Cup anymore because it's not even competitive. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the team aspect of team golf?
Yeah, I agree with you, Marco. I don't think team golf, PGA Tour is a very good product, and it's been tested for years and years. And I don't think it needs to change at all in terms of the product they're offering. Maybe marketing strategies and stuff like that can change, but I don't think that the format needs to change.
Yeah, they do obviously the Zurich, which is the team event, but maybe mixing another team event. I think they need to bring match play back. But other than that, no. Yeah,
I think PGA Championship match play is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Amp Tour Mailbag. What's missing from the YouTube golf space? This is an interesting question because I don't know, man. Like, I guess I'll let you start with this one, and then we'll move. We got a couple more, but we gotta end the show at some point. I love talking, but you guys keep popping in the chat.
Jason, if I knew, dude, I would do it. I think sometimes I get ideas of where people's heads are at in the space. Like for a while, I was on like the wave of I need to do something so different. Like I need to make a YouTube video that's never been made before. And those videos, I mean, haven't really performed that well. I think we're going to see a lot more of the videos that are working, like in different variations of that. I think people are enjoying this road trip series. You're going to see more road trips. Like I think the idea that J&A had, I think that's great. Actually, I do have an answer to that. I just thought of what I think is missing. I think more pranks are missing. I don't think I don't think like I think that's a great idea from Johnny because like going undercover is so smart. No one like people do that and it hits like Divid dudes do undercover pro, undercover, but there's I think like prank videos of going undercover places and that kind of stuff I think people love. And I don't think there has been like a YouTube golf like prank channel. I think that's something that could be cool. And also live shows. Like I think we're trying to capitalize on something that's missing with, there aren't any YouTube golf live shows. But I have some ideas, Jason, and I'm going to try to bring what you think is missing to the table in 2026. I'm not going to give them all up.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's missing, man. I mean, there's so much stuff. Like there's the ideation. I think it's still, and then there more ideas come out. So I don't know, man. I just enjoy it. I love it because I love talking about it. So last one, guys, and we're ending the stream after this. Last one for my guy, Michael Goldberg. Mailbag. So who will be the two people to take down Phil and Grant in the 2v2 series in 2026? I'll take this one if you don't mind. I'll start here. I'm actually going to put out a prediction based on stuff that kind of hearing behind the scenes ish. I don't know if it's confirmed, just hearing whispers of it. I think we're going to get a 2v2v2 Brian Bros, Phil and Grant, Brad and Sean. I think that's going to happen. I don't know if that's in the works. I know Phil has obviously already teased it with Grant and Sean. It would make sense that Wes and George get kind of added into that because they haven't done the Wes and George, Phil and Grant 2v2. So I think at the end of the day, that is going to happen. I think that would not shock me if something like that happens. It would not shock me if that's filmed earlier in the year because of Phil's live schedule. I don't know, Headband, if you're a big YouTube golfer, but I actually like this idea that my guy just put in the chat. But what are your thoughts? Are you as much glued into the two? Because I do watch. Obviously, I watch a lot of the YouTube golf stuff. But do you have an answer to that question?
So if this question answers the question, are Phil and Grant undefeated? Like, is that like who's going to take them out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
undefeated. Okay, so like I haven't watched those 2v2s. So I guess it depends on like that dynamic of like, I mean, dude, if Brad Dahlke teamed up with if anyone teams up with Bryson.
Well, they already did. So they did Garrett and Bryson versus Phil and Grant. And
Phil and Grant, maybe they have crazy. I think if Sean or Brad teamed up with Bryson.
I think Sean and Brad take it down.
They would win. I think Bryson, but Phil is like that kind of scrappy dog in those situations. I definitely got to go and watch those. I'm more tapped in now and, future shows. I'm going to be watching and staying up to date with the big YouTube golf videos.
For sure.
So we can talk about it more in depth. But
all good, brother.
You probably know better than I do on that one, Marco.
All good, man. All right, guys. For the people who are still in the chat, thank you guys so much. Like, comment, share if you're watching this back on YouTube or if we somehow get this on Spotify. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining our first live show every Wednesday, 7 p.m. We're going to be running it here on the channel with me and Headband doing all things golf. Thank you guys for the show. We appreciate it. Have a good rest of your weekend.